Hey everyone, it's the Angry Honey Badger, and today we're going to take a look at another build video. This time I'm playing as Renekton in top lane. We happen to notice that we didn't have a jungler, but we're going to just have Blitzcrank roam in a little bit, so at first we're just going to let me farm up here. But I've been meaning to actually play Renekton for a while now. I know I told people a while ago I was working on a build for him, and then I kind of switched off because I was kind of tired of what I was getting as results. Everything was going fine, but I think I found a way I like to play him. It's not super conventional, but you know what? It seems to work really, really well for me, especially in late game situations. But we're going to take a look at that today. When I do go top lane, which is where I like to go with them, usually soloing top, I usually start with boots and pots first. It's obviously nice to have all that regen early if you get into some fights and need to regen your health so you don't get killed at level 1 or 2, depending on who you have to go up against. Here they're going to gank us a little bit. I think they do kill Blitzcrank. Yes, they do. It is unfortunate, but we actually do get off to a little bit of a troublesome start at especially in bottom lane and in mid lane a little bit this game. But luckily I kind of hold the team together for the build style that I'm going to go with Renekton. It's going to be a little bit more tanky than usual for a lot of people who play Renekton, but it works out really well. And one reason I think it works out really well is because Renekton is really, really cooldown reliant on all of his moves. His cooldowns just seem a little bit longer than everyone else. And instead of building a full cooldown build, which does help, but still isn't, it just doesn't seem quite good enough, I'm actually just going to tank him out a little bit and just, my survivability with all my damage is going to be how I fight. Here, I'm going to actually get in a fight with Vlad. I'm going to actually be lower life in this fight at first. Then I'm going to use my ultimate to definitely get up on him on life and just chase him down with him ignited and finish him off real quick. Vlad's actually had pretty good farm this game and got that first blood kill, which is going to be helpful. I'm going to skip ahead real fast. You can see we come back in. I do have my boots. I have Merc Treads. And I did get my first item, which is Phage, to get a little bit more health, a little bit more damage, so I can start just getting a little more damage and a little more health for the tanky part. I'm going to ignite Jarvan here. He actually doesn't die, unfortunately. I get caught up with Leona and Twisted Fate, but here I'm going to just kind of tank through this. I'm going to kill Twisted Fate, who's been on a killing spree, and then I'm going to focus Leona, who's got more health than me, but I'm going to do more damage to her, especially with my ultimate up. I'm going to keep using everything I have to just start doing way more damage to her. She's not going to be able to keep up with it, and I'll be able to kill her before she gets away. Almost got a, unofficial triple, but I think Jarvan says he gets away with, I think I asked him after the game, he got away with like 20 health or something. It was unfortunate that I didn't kill him, so I'm actually going to die up here top real quick. I'm going to dove. I didn't have much life, but that will happen. I do die a few times this game. It's part of being a tank, and it's part of playing the game. You will die. I think I'm going to lose a tower too. Unfortunate. That time back, I did get a little bit more magic resist. They seem to have a handful of magic damage on their team. I'm actually going to get a Giant's Belt as well while I'm back. First real item I'm going to be building toward is going to be towards a Frozen Mallet. All that extra life is going to be great, obviously, for tanking, let alone just survivability. Like I said, the main thing I'm trying to do with Renekton, since his cooldowns are a little bit long, is I want to live in fights long enough to keep using my abilities and keep fighting. He's really good at disturbing in the middle of fights. He's just kind of a nuisance to be in the middle of a fight. So if you're alive and you're just in there just doing damage, you're just annoying, and that's what you're really good at with being Renekton. And your stun, obviously, very nice. Your W, which I do like to take at level 2 or 3 sometimes, but it's good at 2, so you can chase people down like that. Also having that Frozen Mallet, obviously you could see Vlad was having a harder time getting away from me, even though he's doing decent damage. Here we're going to get in fight with him. We're going to do a little gank. Blitzcrank has been roaming in our jungle. Blitz is actually going to die here because Vlad is quite fed and he can blood pool quite well. I am going to finish him off though. He's not going to get away. Here I can see their mid was coming up, so Jarvan's chasing me. I'm going to flash get a little bit further away, then use my E to just put a little more distance. Here I decided to move up because I saw Twisted Fate was moving in. That way he couldn't get his stun off on me without taking tower damage. Our Xerath has just came into play though. Now he's going to get ulted though by enemy team Jarvan. I'm actually going to move into his ultimate to try to stop him, stun him for a split second, finish him off. And then I'm actually going to start to go try to see if I can chase down this Twisted Fate, but I'm not going to have any luck finding him. I'm going to skip ahead one more time. This is an incredibly long game. There's still plenty to go too in this video. But as you can see, finished off my mallet, and I finished off my next big item, which is actually going to be a Force of Nature because of all that magic damage, but is also going to be key in this build because of all the health that I build and gives me that extra regen. Here, I did notice that when Twisted Fate did ult in there, I did focus him first. You got to focus their carries, who's carrying him through the game, and that's going to be a main thing to do. There, I'm going to pick on Leona. I flash forward to get to her. Unfortunately, I don't feel like tanking this, and Vlad is going to get away. I think Mouth probably should just ran after him, killed him real quick, because Mouth's getting kind of tanky too, but I did go back by that Force of Nature. Obviously, magic damage is mostly what I'm taking. There I did buy just some chain armor. That's going to go towards my next main item. I started with the health of the Frozen Mallet, and with all that extra health, I do that extra health regen with the Force of Nature and all that magic resist. So right now, I actually am regenning health really, really well, so I am really tanky in that aspect. They did just get Baron, which is mildly unfortunate, but that will happen, obviously. And then now I am going to get my armor, my chain vest armor, whatever, and that's going to actually go towards my next item, which is going to be Atmos, so it'll actually take my health and convert it into more attack damage. Now here we are going to get dove by all of them with Baron. I'm going to be in here disturbing best I can. I'm going to get an assist on Vladimir. And this, I know we're going to die and not get away with any more kills, but this is just, I don't know, a little demonstration of how I'm decently tanky against them. Not too bad, I guess. And I am doing pretty good damage to them. Unfortunately, they just used a heal, so that definitely didn't help me with trying to kill some of them, but Xerath gets a kill there real quick. We're trying to surrender. I do convince us not to, though. I said I'm doing fine this game. I don't know what I am so far. I have 5 deaths, or 4 deaths or something, so. But I will take off late game. I did buy my Atmos, so I do have more damage now, and a little bit of that armor, which is definitely going to be helpful while tanking. Their Kennen is actually an AD Kennen. Not my favorite way to have people play him, but that's fine. Here, I'm going to watch. We're kind of pickling him in here. I'm actually going to move through the wall here real quick with my E, and I'm going to flash forward and get a stun off on Kennen so we can get in here. Malphite's going to then ult too, so he can't get away. He's going to get the kill on him. I'll get an assist, and then we're going to beat down on Leona as fast as we can, try to get rid of her. Now, while they move up, they can see Jarvan is getting is in a fight right now in River. They're going to move up towards him. I'm not going to be able to catch up to Twisted Fate, and he had the stun card up anyway. So I'm going to actually sit in this bush and try to trap Jarvan and see which way he goes. Luckily, he does flash through the wall, and I'm waiting for him. So I'm just going to turn around, stun him real quick, and my team's going to finish him off real quick. So just wanted to make sure he didn't get away. I didn't need to run straight up to his face. I just was kind of protecting to make sure he couldn't get back is what I was doing there. So currently, right now, you know, I got 141 armor. I got like 100 magic resist, so pretty tanky in that aspect. Do a little tower dive here. Unfortunately, we didn't get that Kennen, but that is going to happen occasionally. So pretty tanky right now. Got plenty of health regen. Got a decent amount of health. Got more attack damage, so kind of tanky. Gonna buy another Giant's Belt. That's gonna go towards my next item, obviously. I'm gonna build even more health, so I get even more health regen off of that Force of Nature and even more damage off the Atmos Impaler. But typically, if I did have a really good early game with Renekton, I would actually just go. I'd go back and actually buy a Brutalizer first and maybe a Ghost Blade. So it is a good item, and it'd skip out on my last item, but we'll talk about it in a second. Here, he's gonna grab Leona, grab their tank, get her out of the way. I'm gonna move in behind and try to focus their carries, who are the main nuisance that has been killing us most of this game. I'm gonna make Twisted Fate run for his life real quick. I'm gonna turn around and kill Vlad real quick because he's a pain in the ass too. And then I realized Jarvan's directly behind me. I'm just turn around and hit him real quick and get a nice little easy double kill. But us being able to focus their team there real quick was kind of the key to getting that ace. Just had to really focus down on the carries. Obviously, in team fights, you're going to want to focus down the people who are carrying their team through the game. We're going to take the next 2 turrets here, and I think we're going to try to move up for the inhib. I think we get the inhib as well, and now we're going to move back over to Dragon, see if that's there as well. I got 182 attack damage right now. Yeah, what do I have? Oh, here I'm going to move in because they get into a fight trying to help the team, but a couple of us get away, but I think they move back in to go die, which was unfortunate. We were in a really bad position there and really shouldn't have fought. I just tried to see if I could help them get out of there, but they decided to try to fight too, so unfortunate. With all those kills I was getting, I get to build my next item, which was a Warmogs. It's a little late, some might think, for Warmogs. I did want Frozen Mount first, though, so people can't get away. That's why I kind of focus on getting the Frozen Mount right away, and to get a little more damage with it. Now, obviously, with the Warmogs on top of the Atmos, I'm getting more damage and even more life regen. I think I'm literally just shy of 200 health regen per 5 seconds. Here, I'm just going to attack the tower. I'm actually going to move in on their team now. I'm going to use my ultimate, too, and activate that right away, so I have my extra health and all that extra AoE damage. Kennen's going to move back in and stun me real quick. I'm trying to chase them away or decide who to get to real quick. I'm going to stun Leona real quick. And she's actually going to get away. So now I'm going to get to him. And this fight turns into a 4v2 for a second. Now what is happening here is she's trying to tank while we try to fight her. But I'm trying to get their carries to come chase me. So I'm trying to get a little distance from that turret. Now I'm going to move back in towards them real quick. And try to finish them off real quick. I'm going to do plenty of damage, luckily, to kill them. They're squishy enough, and they're not going to do enough damage to kill me. So I'm going to kill both of them real quick. Move back in towards Leona now, who is alone, who's going to try to slowly make her escape. But we're going to stun her in place too, grab her with an arm, pop her up, and Blitz is going to finish her off. So what was this? 4v2 for a split second, got rid of that Vlad right away. Ends up not going too bad. I'm regenerating my health plenty fast, as you can see at the bottom. It's just flying up. I'm going to steal their red buff. Their Jarvan is backdooring us currently right now. They did get off to that good early start, which is helping them out. I don't know how many kills I have now. I have, what, is that 10, 11? Can't tell. Number's tiny. And 12 assists, so pretty tanky, but still putting out plenty of damage. I did also buy a little bit more magic resist, because they're still really doing lots of magic damage to us this game. So I'm going to negate that best I can. Now, typically, I'm going to go back and buy my next item, / last item. And typically, if I would have bought the Brutalizer early, it would have gone with the Ghost Blade, and I could keep that for most of the game if you wanted to, but because I didn't get to that item early, which would have helped me with cooldowns, I'm actually going to do a Guardian Angel, which is going to be nice. They're actually going to move in here because we looked like we were going to go to Baron. I'm going to move in here, activate my ult, get in here, do my best to just be disruptive and stun and just put out all the damage I can put out with all types of stuff, really. Just being a pain. That is Renekton, in my opinion. You just got to be in there and be a tanky, annoying person. I'm going to move up to Vlad. He's going to blood pool, so I can't stun him. Kennen does get armed, though, by Blitz, and then I'm going to get the stun him, so he's not going to go anywhere. We'll get the kill on him. Then we can keep moving forward in their team. I get stunned by a yellow card real quick, though. Going to pick up an assist on Vlad as well. Move in over here to Jarvan. Do some decent damage and keep slowing him, though, with that Frozen. Unfortunately, our Varus decides to not continue that fight, but that will happen, I suppose. But we're going to move up here to Baron real quick. We're actually starting to push back pretty hard. They're kind of in our base too, but we're starting to push back. And right now, I have 295 health regen per 5 seconds. And I'm actually going to buy some potions now since I am pretty much at the tip-top of my build. I have 300. It's not actually even calculating above 300. So if you look at me when I lose health, it'll actually just say 30. I'm just going to be regenerating 30 health every second. So I'm going to be really, really tanky and hard to kill. I'm going to get in a fight right here with them. Literally not going to care about any of the damage I'm taking. I'm to the point where I'm going to be darn near impossible to kill. I'm actually just going to chase their carries down. And their Vlad actually is going to wreak havoc on the rest of my team. He avoids me, but I'm trying to take care of the other people who do damage. They're just going to start running from me, really. I'm going to just tank the tower, and I'm going to fight these three with Malphite, though, a little bit, and not really worry about them, keep them away from the rest of the team. Unfortunately, that's when Vlad is doing damage to us. I'm going to try to move back here to help them. Luckily, I am getting chased by their carries again, so I'm going to move back in and try to kill them again. I'm going to get rid of this Twisted Fate pretty quick, and now I'm going to try to start working on this Kennen. I'm going to do way too much damage for him to handle, so I'm going to kill him as well. I'm going to turn around and then help kill this Leona as well, but with all that health regen and that Baron and this setup, just Renekton, he just doesn't die, and he still puts out plenty of damage for how tanky he really is, instead of being the equivalent of as tanky as a Leona without putting out any damage, as Leona really doesn't do any damage. So, as you can see, it just looks ridiculous running around with that plus 30. As for my masteries in this game, I built a little bit more of a tanky page. I have ran this as well with just your standard more of a attack damage page. Works fine. And as for my runes this game, I actually think I had my crit runes out instead of my tank runes, but both very effective. I have cooldown glyphs. I definitely have armor seals to give me a little bit more armor early game. And there I had Jarvan was just attacking me, not really doing any damage, but now since I took care of that turret, I can attack him. I'm just going to be doing way more damage as a tank than he is as a tank, so going to take care of him as well. Going to have about 14 kills this game. And, you know, just a couple deaths, really, and a handful of assists as a tank, and we're going to call that a game, and that's how I like to build Renekton. Nice and tanky, still putting out plenty of damage, so if you guys have any questions, put them in the comments. If you'd like to subscribe and like, that'd be great as well. And I'll see you guys in the next build video.